I don't know much when it comes to drama in the VTubing community. I'm trying to be a VTuber myself. I don't know if I'm good at it or whatnot. But one of the current dramas that apparently is still going on, or at least I think it is. I was going through. I was looking through my recommended on YouTube, and I happened to come across the video of one of the people in this particular drama telling her side of the story, and I thought that it might be good to have give my commentary over what she says. I don't know a lot of the drama stuff in any community or with any fandom that I'm considered a part of. I mostly just, excuse me, I mostly just keep to myself and just do my own thing. So I don't really know what's going on. The other thing about the video is that it's actually entertaining, um, even though it's a video with one of the people in the drama talking about whole side of the story, kind of. And yeah, so I guess I should. Oh well, I guess I should probably say what the drama is if you if I don't put it in the title or something. This is the drama of Aunt Hime and Fruit from VShojo. Um, I don't know how it started, and I don't know a lot about the stuff that's going on, but I will say from watching False ID, I've been able to heal a side that is pro Fruit instead of anything that Aunt Hime has to say. Um, so, excuse me, have to clear my throat for some reason. So, yeah, let me get the video up. Here we are, and so let's start this. Yeah, she's trying to make a dark tone.
For those who have been following VTuber dramas or
audio
corporations, you may have heard of this American VTuber company called...
Yes, I know of VShojo, and I was actually very curious about VShojo because one of the things when I first heard about VShojo is that I actually sent a question into the thing because I was curious of how they will treat the what kind of freedom the people have under them. And at the time, the reason why I was somewhat worried that the talent that are well, at the time I had first started watching VTubers, and of course, like many people, I started with watching Whole Live and the other big corporate VTubers, and then I had eventually found out more about the industry as far as the restrictions and whatnot that VTubers and these big companies may have. And with that, I decided to send a question asking about what kind of freedoms they have to continue to do what they do. The other question that I asked, which I never got an answer to any of the things that I asked, but one of the other questions I asked was along with if there was going to be any restrictions as far as what they were going to be able to do being under VShojo. I was also curious if there was going to be some sort of morality clause, which is, and if you don't know, that means, as far as I know, that means that if you are bound by that clause in a contract, you need to at least publicly, you need to act in a moral manner. So I was curious if that could possibly be something. But I have a feeling that none of the concerns that I had will true, because as Aunt Hime is going to say,
VTuber companies have always been known for their strict rules upon their talents, but what happens if we give them total talent free?
now, as far as I know, when it comes to the VTubers under VShojo having freedom, even though VShojo is considered a talent agency, I think it's more of like a management type group, a management company for the people that are under them, or partner with them, or yeah, it's more like a management type thing of some sort, giving some sort of giving support in exchange for being partnered with them, and along with being partnered, being able to use their IP, the VTuber's IP, to make merchandise is one thing that I can think of, but also I would imagine to legally be able to make clips. That could also be something about it. And I do think that that is a misconception when it comes to VShojo, is that it's not actually a talent agency. It's not actually a VTuber agency. It's more of a company that partners with VTubers in maybe in a somewhat similar way, but not in a complete way. Yeah, yeah. Apparently, one of the things that she talks about in her video, telling more of her side, telling her side of this whole drama thing, is that she had made a documentary, and that documentary was taken down, had been taken down, and with that, there had been many people who have re-uploaded it in various places, and have, well, it's being seen. And because this has become a big thing, as she is alluding to with the Streisand effect, that means there's many people who are going to be putting their eyes on the drama. Oh yeah, I saw this and I was like, I've seen her before. She's fun. I watched Pippa and Pippa from Face Connect, and she's rated her a few times. Yeah. Like I said, I first learned about this through watching False ID. And I do think the things that she brings up about False talking about it are valid, because like I had said, I think I had said before, and if not, I'll say it now. When it comes to, if I remember right, when False talked about this drama, it sounded like, how do I say it? It sounded like that he was on the side of Fruit, which is somewhat understandable, because I do know that, at least from the video that I watched about it, he does mention one of the unmoral things that she did when it comes to the whole drama. But other than that, it's still, well, I don't really know if I can say much more as far as trying to, oh well. Either way, it's there. Yeah, that's probably she's blind. I don't know. I don't know anything about that. Apparently, I had seen this video before, and apparently there might be some sort of meme about the Chinese Communist Party or the CCP. I don't. I don't quite get it. The other thing I want to say about this, let me go
Is
forward a
the
little bit. One of the other things I want to say, unlike other VTubles that I have noticed, I actually used to have that Miku figure, I will say. I just noticed that it was there. One of the things that I will say that I think should be commended and should be recognized is that unlike other VTubers, she is willing to show herself. She's not showing her full self, which is fine. When it comes to talking about things, being anonymous is not a bad thing. But at the same time, there are times that you need to show yourself. There are times that you need to show yourself, because the only way I can think of to describe it is that there are times that if you show yourself, you make yourself physically known or something like that. It gives more meaning to what you're saying, or it shows that you're more serious about what it is. The other thing is that because she is a VTuber, you would never expect to see what she looks like. And I will say, she seems pretty. But regardless of that, I do think it is good that for a big drama thing like this, or for drama in general, or darn, how am I supposed to say it? Yeah, you need to be willing to show yourself, to show that you are not scared, because that may be part of the thing, is that unlike Fruit, as far as I know, she's never she didn't make anything showing herself, not hiding behind her avatar to say something, but being her physical self, her actual self. Again, since she's a VTuber, I don't mind that she's wearing a mask and being somewhat secretive of her full self, but she is still showing herself. I hope that word salad, I don't know if it's a word salad, but I hope what I said makes sense. Sorry if it was confusing. Commentary comes natural to me, I think, since I always have something to say, but I don't know if expressing myself is very easy.
closest thing I got to antennas, alright? Hey there, apricot fruit, or should I go with Danielle or Danny, since that VTuber name is apparently copyrighted.
Yeah, I will say, I think it would be better that she would call Fruit by her VTuber name, but I do understand that because of the copyright issue when it comes to using Fruit's name, at least, using Fruit's name, that that forces her hand to refer to Fruit with her actual legal name. And that may not be good for Fruit, people knowing her actual legal name. But I will say, because of Fruit's action of taking down her videos about however this started, whatever sort of beef it might be, it forces her hand to use her legal name.
According to you, right? So, this happened.
Yeah. I haven't done a whole bunch yet, so I haven't gotten a copyright thing yet. I have gotten, I think, a copyright match thingy, but I did see that in the thing it said that what did it say? It said that we was able to match it with this thing, and it was just a sound or something. but then it also mentioned that the copyright holder does not mind it being a part of stuff. So far I haven't had any problem, but I haven't done a lot of videos yet. I do hope to try to make more commentary videos or reaction videos. I don't know if they're one and the same, but we'll call it that for now. But I do think it's scummy. I do not like that Fruit is taking her video down because it's saying things that she may not like.
It's sort of a lawsuit that you cannot win. You decided to do copy fraud, which is very much so illegal. And you
Yeah, it is. I don't exactly know what copy fraud is, but I do know that it is not that it's most likely not legal to abuse the DMCA system when it comes to using stuff, and also I think she's going to talk about fair use in a bit.
might have also committed perjury. You've tried to take...
I don't know the perjury bit. I do know that perjury is when you lie under oath, I think it is. I might be wrong, but I think it's when you lie under oath. So I don't know if perjury fits, although maybe she's saying it's perjury because of the possibly what Fruit said in copyright thingy or something. I don't know the full detail. I just know that when I think of perjury, I think of someone who is lying under oath. But I might be wrong about that.
Documentary down by hiring a company that is known to unjustly take down videos.
Yeah, I wouldn't be surprised. Fruit wanted to make sure that the video was taken down, so she made sure to work with a company that will do that. And I do very much believe that we need to figure out some way to punish people and companies that use the copyright system in an abusatory way, and who also issue copyright strikes unjustly as well.
Of other small channels. I'm sorry, but I am not going to accept that just because I am a small content creator. This video...
I do like that even though she feels that she's small, she's not going to lay down and take it. She's not going to give up. I will say, I don't know if she's right in everything that she's doing, but I do commend her for fighting even though she is much smaller than her opponent in this case.
Will serve as proof that the documentary falls under fair use, how it's transformative, where I got the material.
For the most part, documentaries as she's calling her video, yeah, they most likely do fall under fair use. As far as I know, fair use is, oh well, she might say it. Let's see.
Materials used in the video, and how Danny basically committed the crime. Also, if you try to take this video down, then you'll basically be proving my point.
Yeah, I can see how that aunt will say that if Fruit takes down the video, she would be proving her point. Because, well, she, as far as I know, with watching this video once already, she mostly shows herself, and she doesn't show too many things that would be copyrighted, and especially not copyrighted by Fruit. Or at least I think so.
That you are a criminal since everything here, including your VTuber model, that is far from your actual body type, will be...
Now, I will say I don't mind if it doesn't bother me if a VTuber's body type doesn't match them. Excuse me, my nose. It doesn't bother me if a VTuber's body type doesn't match the body type of the model that they're using. But I will say there are. I have started to use Twitter, finally, and I have followed a few VTubers, and there's one particular VTuber who likes to post lewd content of herself, and I feel a bit turned off by her. I felt a bit turned off by her showing herself, but at the same time, I don't know. Even though I say I don't mind the idea of them, well, I guess I should say, when it comes to the body type not matching, I don't mind it, and the reason why I don't mind, and what I mean by that I don't mind it, is that because I'm watching the VTuber for the VTuber. I'm not watching the VTuber because I want to know because I want to know you. No, I'm saying this wrong. I like the VTuber models, and no, that's not the right way to say it. How do I say this? How do I say this? It doesn't bother me that the bodies are mismatched, because I am not watching you because I want to know what you look like. I like your model, and I like your personality. And because of that, if you happen to be a goblin, as Pippa would describe herself, I do not mind. Depending on who you are, I might become curious as to what you might look like in real life, but for the most part, I just kind of want to see your model and hear you talk about stuff. And so I guess the reason why, and I guess that's part of the reason why, I get turned off by the few VTubers that I follow on Twitter who show themselves, kind of. And what I mean by show themselves, I don't mean like a candid picture, a pretty picture, but I mean like trying to be sexy or lewd. When I've seen that VTubers do that, and then they also ask for you to subscribe to their adult content, wherever it might be. Well, I shouldn't say, adult content. Well, I shouldn't say subscribe, because I'd be fine if they just asked for you to follow them there. But I mean actually pay for it. That rubs me the wrong way for some reason. But that might be because I make 18 plus content myself on the hub. Okay, I don't know if I worded any of that well. If you want clarification, you can ask me in the comments or try and interpret what I'm trying to say.
In this first episode of my VShojo documentary, we are going to talk about... I'll be using screenshots from a bunch of different sources and my own recording, so you the viewer will...
I wonder what she means by our own recordings. Oh, my nose. My nose is stuffed up.
will be well aware that... Now, without further ado, whoop-de-doo, let's start from the beginning, shall we?
So what's the context of all of this?
When the PNG tuber starts making a commentary video, for those who don't know what happened...
Well, I will say I'm not PNG. I'm at least moving. Not very well, I don't think. What is it? Okay, it's moving at 30.
Or what's the context? I made a documentary on this very, very lovely individual. The documentary is currently up on Rumble for anyone who wants to watch it.
I should probably watch the video on Rumble and maybe do another commentary like this. Although it might be a little bit backwards because I am hearing her talk about stuff afterwards. The other thing I will say is that I think it's good that she's using Rumble. YouTube is, well, not the best place for wanting to express yourself, and because of that, I because of that, I'm on the hub. I feel like I can express myself more on the hub than I can here on YouTube. But I would not be surprised if Rumble, it might be somewhat similar, just not 18 plus, which is hopefully maybe good enough. And maybe I will start uploading content there. I'm not for sure. We will see if that gets added to my link tree eventually.
But basically, all I merely did was compile public information.
I do think that that is something that's important, that this information is public. Now I will say that even though public information is public, sometimes you do have to work to get the public information. Like a good example that I can think of is that you can find somebody's address somewhat easily if you know certain information about people, about a person, and that information is public. You could also find other things too that are public as well. I'm not for sure what all information is public because, well, we would be surprised of how much information about ourselves is available to the public if somebody simply just puts in the elbow, if somebody just simply puts in the work to go and get it. I mean, that's one of the reasons why it's easy for a collective to. That's one of the reasons why a collective of people or a group can find somebody's public information somewhat easily. But yeah.
Of all the horrible things she has done, like her infidelity with multiple men,
Well, I will say I don't care if she's cheating, because that's not something for me to care about, not something for me to know. I do know that it does show on her character, just because if somebody's unfaithful, it is a negative, but for the most part, it's not something that I would care to hear. I know that during the whole Pro Jared fiasco drama that happened a while ago, one of the things that came out is that he was cheating on his wife with somebody who a lot of people would argue is less pretty. But regardless, what he does as far as his marriage or dating, in this case maybe for Fruit, it's not any of my concern. It's not something that I think really matters, but I do agree that it does give a negative image. It does show a negative trait, but at least with making videos, making streaming and whatnot, I don't think it really matters. But let me go back a little bit.
she has done, like her infidelity with multiple men, gaslighting attempts, etc.
I don't know what the gaslighting stuff is, but gaslighting is not good. You shouldn't lie to somebody to make them, well, believe something that isn't real. And it's not good to lie to somebody enough to will they mentally, how do I say it? Will somebody mentally cannot, how does it work? When you gaslight somebody, you mentally force them to believe something that is not real. And I don't think that's a good thing.
etc. And for the second half of the long documentary, it was just an interview with an old friend of hers. She took the documentary down, but it was slowly but steadily.
I mean, I can understand why she'd want to take it down, because it's talking about things that she had done that she probably would not want to be known to the public, but as Ant has said, these things are public. So, yeah. The other thing is that she's a public figure, but I think she's going to mention that with another VTuber in a little bit.
Gaining views. How do I know it's Danny who took it down? Well, as you can see here, it's a copyright strike, not a copyright claim. You may be asking yourself, what's the difference between a copyright strike and a copyright?
There is a difference, and she's going to explain it. I was happy to hear this because I do know that there was a difference. Just, I do think it's better to hear it from somebody who is experiencing it than, well, from other people.
Claim, and I'll tell you, a strike is when someone, the copyright holder, manually looks for the violation in a video and asks YouTube to take it down, basically.
Yeah. I don't know why I paused. I don't think there's anything I can add. But yeah, I do think that it's more scary. I do think that this would be more scary because, as she's saying, the person who owns the copyright is well, looking through videos and happens to find your video that they want to take down.
Mr. YouTube, can you please take the video down? Thank you. I don't like it. It's infringing on my copyright rights, even though it's not actually violating anything.
Yeah, that's one of the things when it comes to YouTube, is that they feel too eager to remove a video without, well, I should say without them checking if it's fair use, but as far as I know, fair use can only be clarified within a court. So even though you may think you're using, even though you may believe your video is fair use, only a judge is able to determine with the criteria of fair use if your claim of fair use is valid. Yeah.
A claim, on the other hand, is when YouTube automatically detects a video with copyright footage.
Yeah, as far as I know, I think I have 1 or 2 videos that has a copyright claim. Maybe? No, actually no. I don't know. I don't remember. But I do have something on my YouTube channel where it says that, like I said earlier, where it says that we found that this thing is copyrighted stuff, but they don't care that you use it.
And the claimer, in this case me, has the option to either claim it to get the ad revenue or just let it be. Obviously, I am not going to do that since I do want re-uploads of the video to be.
This is one of the reasons why I am giving a commentary over this, because I don't know if anything's going to happen to her original video where she is giving her side of the story, but I would like to think that she would be happy that somebody would be talking about her whole thing, what whole side of the story, and doing it maybe in a form that is maybe less likely to be taken down. I don't know. I'm not for sure if I want to have this video public or not. I might have it just unlisted at first and share the link to my Facebook group. I mean my Facebook page, and see if anybody cares to see, or if there's randos who happen to find it. Something like that.
Be up while the original is down. And I'm not a money hungry. With that out of the way,
that is good. I'm happy that she is content with where she is with money, and with that she is not going to go around trying to claim the ad revenue for anybody who re-uploads her documentary video. A documentary. I think that's the word I was trying to think of.
That means if Danny herself took the video down, then my video is definitely fair use due to YouTube.
I haven't seen the original video, so I can't make my personal claim if it's fair use or not. But I will say I wouldn't be surprised if it is. But I can't make a distinction on that. And the other thing, like I said, as far as I know, only a judge is the one who can truly who can truly say if it's fair use or not when it comes to a copyright dispute of fair use.
Themselves not automatically detecting anything wrong with it.
But yeah, she is pointing out that Fruit looked through videos and found holes to be taken down. And that is an important thing because that means that Fruit targeted her in some way. I think that's the way to say it. I'm not quite sure.
Now, your next question may be, and what is fair use?
Oh, I forgot that she's going to explain fair use, but yeah. Let's go through this.
Fair use is basically being able to freely use copyrighted footage or material like stream clips as an example under certain circumstances. Yeah. Keep in mind,
as far as I know, the circumstances of being able to use, to be able to claim fair use, I think it's 3. I could be wrong, but commentary is 1, which is what I'm doing at the moment. There is also parody. Parody is another valid form of fair use, and educational is another form of fair use. And because of the way things are, because of the way things are, that's the reason why only a judge is able to determine if your claim of fair use falls into one of those categories. There's a few other things when it comes to fair use that are considered, like if the content being used affects the value of what was being used, or how much of what you used is from the original. And then there's also just if your claim of commentary, educational, or parody, if you have done enough of one of those for it to be transformative as well. Because even though you may have the right under fair use to use copyrighted material, you still have to use the copyrighted material in a way to where you add something to what is being there, which is why I'm doing a commentary over this, although I don't believe Ant would take any action towards me.
That Danny specifically filed it for copyright, not defamation. And
that is true. There is a difference between copyright and defamation. Copyright is, well, using somebody's work to do something, taking somebody's work. Copyright is somebody's IP, intellectual property, or somebody's work, and from there, if you use it in a infringing way, mostly just copying and sharing is the most common one, then you can be punished for that. And defamation is where you say bad things. Well, it's not as simple as saying bad things, especially for a public figure, because Fruit is a public figure. But defamation, well, I guess it is as simple as saying bad things or slander. Although slander is, well, I don't think I quite know the definition of slander, but it's somewhat the same as saying bad things, just in a certain form. But defamation is simply saying bad things about somebody, but you have to, in court, you need to be able to, how do I say, you need to be able to make a case that the bad things being said had some sort of effect on you. There needs to be a monetary damages as far as I know. I think it's monetary. I don't know if character damage is an acceptable way to bring a defamation claim, but I do know that if from the defamation you're able to show that you have lost money, I do know that that is one way that you are able to bring a defamation against somebody. But yeah, okay. But I do think it is well good that she distinguished what Fruit did as far as the video.
Even if she filed it for defamation, it wouldn't pass, due to the
No.
fact that, again, all I merely did was compile public information in a form.
That is true. She compiled public information, and the other thing is that Fruit is a well, I would like to say that she's a public figure, but when it came to things with Vic Mignogna, if you know anything about that, even though I would consider him a public figure, and many other people would, he's not well known because, well, he's an anime voice actor, so he would only be. So you may only say that he is a public figure in the case of, within the context of the anime community, and it's very possible that Fruit could be in a similar situation where she is only really a public figure within the anime VTubing community and not the wider community. Because as far as I know, when it comes to the distinction of somebody who is a public figure, it is somebody who is famous in the normie realm of people, like Brad Pitt's, Angelina Jolie, those kind of people. The people where if you say their name out loud, more likely somebody will know who that is instead of saying Fruit or Aunt Hime, Pipkin Pippa, or other VTuber names that you could think of to some random person. Yeah.
30-minute concise video. Fun fact, she has tried to sue another YouTuber by the name of Cats Productions, since he also made videos on the same topic or situation, which I use as reference for some of the stuff.
I do like that she went to the other person that was being affected to get their side of the story as well. Yeah. I don't know what more I can say. Sorry. I was, yeah.
In the original documentary. And guess what happened? She epically failed on suing him.
I will say, is this what she looks like? Obviously, I'm assuming the clown makeup is Ant's doing, but, yeah.
Lol. Anyways, since she used a company called Musa to take the video down, most likely.
Was that the same company that was used to take Ant's original documentary down? Sorry, my nose. One of my nostrils is plugged, and when I talk like this, it makes it a bit hard to do so.
Reason are the Twitch stream clips. We'll be using this page my friend found when it comes to fair use of like Twitch clips. It can also be used for.
I don't know much about when it comes to the fair use of using clips of streams. I do know that there's a lot of clipping channels, and sometimes VTubing companies and individual VTubers are unhappy of the way that the clipping channels or individual clippers use the clips, but I don't know much about the actual fair use of them.
For other types of media, since it's not like the rule or definition for fair use changes, man.
Yeah, it doesn't change. There's just different interpretations of it, and like I said, only as far as I know, only a judge is able to make the final. Excuse me. As far as I know, only a judge is able to make the final determination if a video uses fair use. An example that I can think of is there was a thing with Count Dacula, I think it was, and some lady, I don't remember what her name is anymore, but he took some videos of hers, and edit them together to make her look a certain way. I don't quite remember what his wording was. But eventually, when it got to a judge, the judge said that even though he didn't add his self into the video, as far as giving a commentary or whatnot, the way he did the editing showed that it showed that he was having a message with what was with the editing of the video, something like that. So yeah, copyright fair use it's easy to understand on the surface, I think, but it would be hard and expensive to get it determined to, yeah, something like that. I'm not for sure if I said it well.
Don't forget that even though Muso is a UK-based company, they are legally required to consider fair use.
Well, I mean, it makes sense that they need to be legally required to consider fair use, because they are taking actions that affects an American, somebody who is under the law is able to use fair use. So it makes sense that even though UK may not have fair use laws, fair use clause, or something like that, whatever it might be, if they're going to be doing something that affects an American, they need to know what fair use is and assess properly and make a proper judgment if fair use is being used for the videos that they strike on behalf of others.
When it comes to making a claim or copyright strike. And now, here is the criteria used for fair use when it comes to Twitch clips.
Oh yeah. I did not remember that she was going to be talking about this. This might be useful for me and hopefully anybody else who might be watching as well.
I'll give you a second to pause and read.
Actually, I'm kind of curious. Let's read this. Is the user quoting, reviewing, critiquing your video, or reporting news using your video? That makes sense. I mean, that's what False ID does when he puts a video of who he's talking about in there, so that's fine. Beyond biased here, they try to see it from an outside perspective or link me the video so I can be unbiased for you. I don't quite know what that means. Are the videos you used available to the public? That makes sense. Is it public information? This one will be a yes unless they broke into your private equipment to gain access to the footage. Basically saying if you have it saved on your hard drive, did they physically take your hard drive or get into your network and copied it that way? Is the use of the material fair? Yeah, that's vague, but let's see what that means. Is it honest and lawful in the sense of an unedited quote, unbiased review or critique, not containing anything like libel or slander? I don't exactly know what that means, but yeah, I guess. Okay, has the user acknowledged you as the creator? On YouTube, you could probably get away with putting this in the description. This does not need to be a link, merely a mention by company name, your name, or any of your known public aliases. Well, I guess by constantly saying that this is Aunt Hime's video, I'm doing that. And whenever I make my reading and commentary videos on the hub, I always have the name of the thing, at least the name of the thing, either it being the game or doujin that I'm reading. And if the name happens to be too long, then I just put the magical 6-digit numbers in there as well. Have they made it absolutely clear that they are not the creator of the content? This would most likely need to be in the video itself, as your content is plain to be legal. In the sense, you would have to take it to court to argue it if they hadn't DMCA it alone may not cover this no. If it's not, you'll only know this one is why you see things like Sony pictures in I was kind of curious because I've always found that kind of annoying when I'm looking at some videos where they talk about things and they have a little thing in the corner that says that it's from that if it's from like a movie or something. I always found it kind of annoying. If you answer yes to all of the above, has the user limited the use of content to the absolute minimum amount they needed for the purpose of the quote review, critique, or news report, usually has a 30-second restriction that can be longer or shorter depending on what was used and for what reason. Yeah, as far as I know, I've heard 30 seconds thrown around a lot as far as the maximum amount that you could use a copyrighted song and not get in trouble. As far as I know, that's not, it may not be codified within the rules, within the legal rules of fair use, but that's what I've heard quite a bit. Okay.
Done reading? Okay, as you can see, the documentary. Check. Done reading? Okay, as you can see, the documentary checks all of the criteria there.
I will have to watch I will have to watch that particular video and make my own conclusion, but I will just say that I'll just say that she's in the clear for now. I mean, I want to say I don't believe that she is malicious in making the documentary, but I could be wrong. Maybe she's had some sort of beef that I don't know of, some sort of dislike for fruit, and she made a documentary to show that dislike on the guides of trying to make a public announcement of something, of the actions that fruit has done.
For it to be fair use. What? Poggers! The documentary is more so a commentary video.
Yeah, I guess so. I'm not exactly for sure.
Literally.
Yeah, I see videos like that all the time. They bother me, kind of, when I watch some videos where they're giving a commentary over a show or something, and then when the person's talking, the person goes to clips of a video game with the person talking. I always found that quite annoying. I've always liked excuse me. I've always liked the VTuber style of commentary better, where there is, well, as you can see with me, a model somewhere on the screen, and they are talking, they are pausing and starting the video and talking about what's going on. I've always liked that style of commentary where you see somebody talking and they do stuff
that criticizes her past actions, none of which are slander since we have the publicly available evidence in the upload.
I mean, that makes sense that it wouldn't be slander because the information is public. And the other thing is that, well, you can give your dislikes within a commentary video, and I want to say that as long as I don't know of any sort of example. I do imagine that there's some sort of limit on the kind of dislike you can express in a video. Well, I mean, saying dislike makes me think of some other things, but I do imagine that there's some sort of limit that you can go to, maybe, expressing your dislike. But for the most part, well, expressing a dislike of something or somebody is not, how do I say it, is not a bad thing. It's not an illegal thing to do.
And I've stated that I've gotten the materials used in the video from different sources. Oh yeah, I also just got confirmation from my lawyer.
Oh yeah, this was something that I was actually kind of curious about, because as far as when I first heard about this, when I first heard about Paul and Fruit having drama, this was the thing that I heard about that how would I say it? I thought that she really did something bad, but she does explain.
That it is for you, so there's that.
Let me go back a little bit just in case.
And I've stated that I've gotten the materials used in the video from different sources. Oh
Right.
yeah, I also just got confirmation from my lawyer that it is for you, so there's that. Thank you so much to my mutual who recommended me the lawyer.
Well, I'm happy that she was able to get a good a good legal person to tell her stuff.
You're or previously known by your Discord alias.
Oh, so I guess the name that she's using isn't even her real name. Okay. I thought that was her real name the whole time. I had watched this before, but I wasn't really focused on it, I guess I should say. But now that I'm focused on the video, I noticed some things that I didn't before, and with that I have a lot more to say than what I first intended to say. I guess this part is going to talk about how she has done some bad things.
Sorry.
Not gonna lie, not gonna lie. I like that part where she comes out of her closet. I do like her pink room though. It's cute.
Okay, I swear, this thing is just an aerosol.
Also, bolt actions are pretty cool. I would love to have a bolt action rifle. I think it'd be cool. I like World War II things, and bolt action is pretty cool. I mean, it's not as convenient as semi-automatic, but bolt action's cool. There's something cool about seeing the bolt being pushed back. Excuse me. There's something really cool about seeing a bolt on a rifle being pushed back and then shoved forward with a bullet being chambered into the barrel.
Gun, okay? It's just a fucking airsoft. Before we continue this part of the update video, let's have a quick segment about the more recent events, which is about Twink wannabe Purple Kings.
There are some things about false ID that I don't agree with. I don't know any of his political stuff or whatnot, or his stances on stuff. But sometimes, oh goodness, I'm bumping or something. But sometimes when I hear his reporting, when it comes to VTuber news, I feel that he is talking about it. He is expressing it. No, I shouldn't say expressing it. He is talking about it in a bad way, and and she will explain some of that, at least with her particular drama.
Are making a video on the situation without mentioning.
Oh yeah, I do think that it was funny that she mentioned him as he described False as a VTuber King Star. I don't know if I would go that far, but it's funny nonetheless.
The contents of the documentary to basically.
That is true. When I first heard about this, and I don't know if I heard about it from the video that she's using, that False did, but I do remember, I definitely do remember, he did not talk about any of the things that Ant talked about in her 40-minute documentary video about what Fruit has done. The only thing that I remember, False ID really saying that I believe is bad, and Ant does address it, was posting Fruit's nudes on her own public Discord or something, and that wasn't a good thing to do. Although I don't have to worry about that too much because, well, I already make 18 plus content, so if somebody really wants to see my nudes, well, you can just simply click the Linktree link or scan the QR code if I have it somewhere. I don't think I will, but if I do have a QR code, you might be able to scan that to get the hub link if you really want to see what I look like in person and without clothes.
Protect Danny and her company. He also said I did something quote-unquote illegal, that's libel, and made his audience think I'm an alleged Asian. Alright, we also got some news of me being unapologetically edgy.
I have watched a few of Ant's video after this, and even from this video as an example itself, Ant is very edgy. There was one other call out video that I watched her do, and she was edgy in that one. Again, just like this one, it was entertaining. Another video that I just watched before rewatching this one, she and her friend did some edgy things on Facebook by pretending to be truckers and trying to pick up ladies. So her being edgy is consistent with how she likes to make her content.
According to my lawyer, me sharing those NSFW pics on the server for people who were curious or for an edgy joke wasn't actually illegal due to me not being the actual source. Like I said multiple times, it is public info already. You, sir?
Yeah, as far as I know, another example that you could use is classified information. As far as I know, it's not illegal to share some classified information. It's more so that it's illegal that you attain the information. It's illegal for you to get that information. And as Ant has said several times, those lewd pictures of fruit are, well, public. So, yeah, just like the videos of me doing stuff on the hub are public. And so if somebody, so if there was ever a case, if there was ever a time where I get into some sort of drama or something and somebody does that, the only thing I can say is that, well, I posted that there, and if you like what you see, then follow me on the hub. But that's the way that I would take it, or at least I hope so.
Basically did defamation if what my lawyer said is correct. Let me address the elephant in the room here. Was it illegal? No. But was it morally correct? Most likely, no. It wasn't morally correct, but I honestly don't care.
I mean, I do like that she is able to admit that posting those images in a more public manner was not a good thing to do, or wasn't right to do. But, I mean, it's fine that she doesn't care either. They were public, and if somebody really wanted to, they could have found it a different way. So, yeah.
Due to the fact Danny did copy fraud on my own video, and their gaslighting attempts made someone I know get sent to us. I've removed the pic.
Oh. I'm not for sure what was going on there, but that does not sound good. I wish I could say more, but I don't know the context.
From my server though, since mutuals I know told me to remove it a bunch of times already, and
yeah, I think it's more probable that she takes those lewd images of Fruit's real self down.
I kinda think friendships are important and all that BS. Only reason I didn't remove it in the first place was because it was basically too late at that time, and I do not want to be one of those public figures who sweep things under the rug.
I do like that she doesn't want to, excuse me. I do like that she doesn't want to just sweep something under the rug. It is not good for there has been many times where public figures have just ignored what is going on, and with that has made things worse. They have made things worse by talking as well, but that normally comes from doing something as an apology and it being not an apology, like the Miranda chick singing a song about people being wrong with a ukulele. And then there's also the thing with Budweiser. Um, yeah, Budweiser. Yeah, I think Bud Light. Bud Light. That's what it is. Bud Light. With Bud Light, not saying sorry or not admitting that they are wrong with what they did, with who they decided to do stuff, who they decided to have a promotion with, and then also doubling down. But when people do that, it's a self-inflicted wound. So it's probably better to just, I don't know. I mean, depending on what it is, you can't say sorry, and it also maybe you do need to double down. So regardless, you shouldn't just leave it alone, or at least I think so.
Kinda like Danny or fake biscuit purple Keemstar. I respect the people I came to personally know. Speaking of friendships, let's talk about me being unapologetically edgy real quick.
I don't mind that she's being edgy. Edgy seems to be her brand, and even though I don't quite agree with all the things that she's done when it comes to this whole drama thing, I feel that it's better that she is herself and she expresses herself in the best way that she knows how. And in this case, it sounds like her being edgy. I do believe that there are times that you do need to be professional, but sometimes people, that doesn't come naturally to them, so they can't do that. But I do believe that she just needs to be herself.
I mean, what did you honestly expect? Do you need giant red signs pointing at it? Seriously, one look at my channel.
Well, for me, this was the first time that I had seen her. Like I said, I just randomly found this video recommended to me when I was on YouTube, and then I remembered that there was a drama going on between Fruit and Ant, excuse me. Then I remembered that there was a drama between Fruit and Ant, so I was like, well, I'm curious. So this was the first time I had seen her. So at least, in my opinion, I didn't have any expectations of how edgy she is.
And you'll see edgy videos. It's okay, guys. I'm not just kidding. I'm even more racist. You got some on TikTok too. Well, if anything, Tails would probably be the Asian one since yeah, he's yellow. Yeah. And even on the documentary itself, I made an edgy joke. VShojo, or VShojo as I would like to refer.
Well, I don't think this is a bad, how do I say it? I don't think it's necessarily a bad way to describe VShojo. I mean, they've had some mishaps that were not good, and this just happens to be a part of it.
Now that's edgy as fuck!
Basically, on the video, Falls, the wannabe twink Keemstar, made the quote-unquote news report without him again mentioning much about the contents of the documentary with solid evidence on it. He kinda just tried to paint me as some kind of...
Again, I will say I do think it was wrong of... I do believe it was wrong for, disingenuous. I think that's the proper word to use. Disingenuous for False to say that Hime was... I say Hime. That Ant was wrong in making... Not... That Ant was wrong in what she was doing without explaining why she had done what she did, and without giving more context. because as far as I know, I didn't have any context, and with that, I felt that False was more on Fruit's side when it comes to the stuff going on.
Of white woman, which made this audience.
I don't know if I think I'm kind of different when it comes to. Actually, I don't know. I don't know if I assumed that Ant was white or not. The only thing I can say is that that doesn't come to mind most of the time. Sometimes, with some VTubers, mostly the corporate VTubers, I may assume that they're Asian, only because, at least with Nijisanji, might be bad to say, but with Nijisanji, it kind of feels like that they might have some sort of Asian bias towards the people they hire. But, you know, I might be wrong. I don't know what everybody looks like. And as far as indie VTubers, I don't think it ever crosses my mind. But the reason why I do feel that it is important that that she may have been that how do I say it? The reason why I think that she finds it important that she may have came off as being a white woman to the people who are watching False's video is because, well, when it comes to stuff, white people are not seen as the good guys. They're seen as the bad guys when it comes to stuff. And that doesn't help.
Actually think I'm not of Asian descent or a person of color, which is.
I mean, it's very obvious that she's Asian.
A bit racist by itself, in my humble opinion. He also tried to make me look homophobic and transphobic and
I don't remember. I didn't get this impression at all when I saw the thing, so I don't actually remember if I felt this at all.
everything you can think of, but I literally support the LGBT.
I mean, I do to an extent too. Kind of. I mean, like I've said a few times, I make 18 plus content on the hub, and I post that content in under the gay orientation, even though I am a straight guy. And with that, I have interacted with many gay men, and a few trans people as well. So I also am not hateful towards the LGBT community type thing. I just have opinions when it comes to stuff, but that's all I will say about that.
I do not like sharing my personal life too much.
And that's fine. I mean, one of the reasons why we choose to be VTubers is that we want to be a bit more anonymous with who we are and what we do. I mean, one of the reasons why I want to be a VTuber, or at least I'm attempting to be a VTuber, is that like I've said several times, I make 18 plus content, and so I am worried that maybe somebody will see my 18 plus content and then come here and might expect me to be something that I'm not because of what they've seen of my 18 plus content. The other thing is that I feel that with being a VTuber and showing myself, it gives me some distance from my 18 plus content. I will never deny that I make it, but it will hopefully give me some distance, and with that maybe help those who do want to know more about me, who are coming from my 18 plus content, that they will be able to see more of who I am instead of lusting over the physical things that I show in the 18 plus videos.
But my lesbian friend in real life who's of Indian descent made me go to a pride event like a week or two ago.
I've never been to a pride event, and I know that people won't like it, but I will probably never go to a Pride event. Although I will say, there was one time at my local college where if I would have known about the event, I would have gone. It was a lunch thing that was used um, to give awareness to LGBT individuals committing suicide, and to try to to give awareness to that and to hope to stop it in the future. I don't know how they would stop it in the future, and we can disagree on how that might be, but I would have gone because even though I have strong opinions when it comes to LGBT stuff, I do not want anybody to die for being that, and I do not want anybody to commit not alive, commit suicide for um, for feeling that way. Yeah, I don't like censoring myself, so I guess I just won't force myself to censor. I won't force myself to be censored. I will just say the words as they are meant to be, and maybe not use any workarounds unless I really feel that I need to.
At the time of this recording. On a side note, I swear I am not a female Noxtaku because of the Indian friend and the VShojo
I never would have thought about that at all.
situation. Anyways, I'm also someone who might be pansexual or bisexual, but I haven't figured it out yet due to my worries when it comes to relationships. I can see myself
I mean, it's very fine that you're still questioning.
being in a relationship with a woman and find them attractive, but I cannot see myself.
I will say for myself, I couldn't see myself with a man, but I guess I could see myself. I have expressed that I do have, with being by myself for so long, I am somewhat curious of another man helping me with stuff, but I could never be in a relationship with a man.
Of being with them long term due to the fact I want to settle down and have my own flesh and blood family in the future.
That's cute. I do hope that one day she will be able to find that guy and make babies.
Generally do not know where that puts me in the spectrum, which is why.
Well, as far as I know, when LGBT, first I should say when I was younger, I think it was originally like LGBT, and I think eventually they added the Q, and I think at that point the Q just meant for questioning. So I think her status as far as where she would be with the LGBT group would be just questioning. I don't know if that's still a term that they use in the LGBT stuff or not. I don't know.
I tend to just say quote unquote straight for simplicity's sake.
I mean, that's a simple way to do it.
Gotta be a lot of plap 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 get pregnant memes now. One more thing.
I do wonder if some came from that. I don't know how old this video was. Like I said, I just randomly found it and watched it, and afterwards I wanted to talk about it. But yeah, I do find that meme kind of funny.
Thing about Purple Twin Keemstar, who's actually a grown-ass man. According to my sources,
yeah.
He has also committed defamation on someone else.
Yeah, when I heard about this, I was a bit disappointed in hearing about False, because I do like to watch False. I don't think he's bad in talking about VTuber news, but I don't like what he did, and she's going to explain what that was.
On which he made someone named Taiga look like a pedophile without actually correcting.
Yeah, and that's not very good, especially when it comes to the anime community, because there are many people outside of the anime community who see things as, see the body types, excuse me, I got a boat, who see the body types, who see the body types of lolly or shoujo characters as actual children when they obviously are not. They are not actual people, and at the same time, because they see those body types as being actual children for some reason, they call those who like those body types to be pedophiles. And well, somebody who is a pedophile, a known pedophile, will have a hard time being able to do things because obviously not too many people want to be associated with a actual pedophile, or uh, as long as they could help it, I should say, because there are probably some circumstances um, where people are kind of forced to have to interact with those people in a public manner or something like that. Don't know if I said that right. I hope it made sense.
His audience that Taiga wasn't, even though he's not actually one, and it was all an elaborate plan to make someone look bad and to have something to talk about on his
And I don't like that. The way I see it is that if there isn't any news to talk about, I don't know how often he uploads. I think he does it almost daily, or at least he does it daily now. But if there's nothing to talk about, then he should just not. He should just not make a video. I mean, that's kind of the way. I know. I was going to say that's the way how news works, but news agencies don't do that. They will constantly try to find something, even if it's extremely little, to talk about, or to, well, I guess talk about's the best way to say it. But yeah, I don't like that he did that.
quote-unquote news channel. Honestly, Purple Biscuit, I think you should branch out
Purple Biscuit. I don't get that reference, but it sounds funny.
to something other than VTubers if you're struggling to make content on it,
Right.
like yours truly. So yeah, help Seed and Mauled if you didn't get the obvious memo that I'm unapologetically edgy.
And I am thankful for her being edgy. I think she is fine with being edgy. And without watching the documentary, I don't know whose side I would be on. And for the most part, maybe it's better that I don't say who I think is more in the right and wrong. It does sound like that both have done things to each other that maybe they shouldn't have, like Fruit copyright striking her documentary, and even though it was legal, Ant posting Fruit's real nudes of Fruit. So yeah.
And false ID is a dumb biscuit. Alright, time to continue on with the video. Okay, so after what we discussed earlier, we now know that Danny has committed copy fraud. But
Right.
has she also committed another crime? Maybe. Maybe she has committed perjury.
Perjury? Yeah, like I said at the beginning, when she had mentioned perjury, when I think of perjury, I think of lying under oath. So I'm curious as to why Ant believes she had committed perjury.
Maybe. Due to us finding out that the documentary is fair use, she's only liable for it though.
I mean, I do believe that when you make a copyright strike, it is a legal document. So that might be why she's saying perjury. But somebody just lying and saying that what you did isn't fair use, I don't think is perjury. And the reason why I say that is when it comes to copyright, you have to defend your copyright, I think it is. And so with that, even though it's scummy and people don't like it, when those who abuse copyright, the DMCA, only a judge is able to determine fair use at the beginning. I mean, in the end,
Well, if and only if she is still in the States or the US. So, I suggest her to ask her current boyfriend over here.
I don't know who that is. I think he's... Actually, I don't know who he is at all. But I didn't know that her boyfriend was a VTuber as well. Well, that's cool. I don't know anything about his content, so I can't say anything about it. Or even if it's true.
Here to pack her bags if she is still in the States. Since we are talking about other countries, I also want to address that. I swear, I am not part of the CCP.
I genuinely don't know why she feels she needs to say that, but I think it's funny. Oh, that one was loud. Hopefully you didn't hear it. Oh well.
Also, thank you to whichever brave soul posted those threads to 4chan knowing that it's full of Danny Sims.
Wait, what was posted to 4chan?
I swear, I am not part of the CCP. Also, thank you to whichever brave soul posted those threads to 4chan
Posted those trends? I don't know what she's referring to. Oh well.
knowing that it's full of Danny Sims.
Oh, I wouldn't be surprised.
After that,
Because when I think of VTubers that are more in the normie type realm, I think of, well, VShojo. So yeah, I'm not surprised, because as far as I know, 4chan is full of normies. I mean, they're all kind of weird too, in their own ways, in their own different communities, but there's a lot of normal people on 4chan as well.
that chapter of life, you'd think she'll have a change of heart or become better, right? We may never know for certain if she did change, but she got into more controversies.
Oh. I do remember hearing from a random clip that I seen of Kisha, where she talked about Fruit wanting to donate to the LGBT community, some sort of organization, and the thing is that she was going to donate $1 for every like, I think it was, on a post that she made about it, and as far as I know, she has not done that yet, so yeah.
Now that I've addressed the situation to you guys and Danny, I hope the volume is pretty good from this angle. Also, ignore the goddamn bruises.
Yeah, I think she sounds fine. But yeah, what happened to your leg? How did you get that bruise?
Okay, I want to talk to Muso or YouTube now. Not like this would matter, to be honest.
Right.
But I am so disappointed in you guys as company, since both of you decided that it's not okay for a documentary
Hillary Clit
of someone being manipulative, etc., to be up.
I need
My syndrome may be down. Oh, but my money up. Okay. I saw that, and for whatever reason, I felt like I needed to read it.
Basically, you guys decided that the people being aware of someone's wrongdoings is wrong, and the people
I don't know if it's quite that way. Maybe with YouTube, but I don't know about Muso.
she hurt doesn't deserve justice. That's all for those companies. And one more thing to Danny. I doubt she would want to prove herself to everyone, but if she does, I know she is seeing this video due to the fact that she took the documentary down herself.
Yeah, I mean, I don't think it's a bad exception. I do not think it's bad to assume that if somebody who manually found your video and took it down, that they may be looking at your YouTube channel to see if you say anything else that they may not like. So yeah, there's a good chance that she may actually have seen this video.
And block someone on Twitter who made 2 videos about the situation, even though both of those videos at the time haven't reached like 1,000 views. Holy shit. I have an offer for you to prove yourself that you're a better person.
I remember when I heard this, and I really liked the idea. I mean, I'm not necessarily into it. It just sounds really funny, and if it really happened, I may actually be willing to pay money to see it.
Personnel, and to show that you're not a wuss who relies on her mummy on Twitter, we'll start the little drum roll. Let's do a YouTuber boxing match.
That would be interesting to see. I don't think I'd like to see women punching each other, but since it's connected to this drama, I'm kind of curious about how a boxing match would be.
An event for charity. I will pick the LGBT organization this time. There's nothing but W's in this.
Well, yeah, I mean, Fruit wins. She finally gets to donate money to an LGBT organization, and yeah, that's the only thing I can think about that Fruit might like, but it might be one of the only things that she really needs at the moment.
Offer. People who saw the documentary will forgive you. You'll prove yourself and possibly be better than Yanners.
Well, I don't know if she'll prove herself, and I don't know what's up with Nanos. I know that she's done some things. I've heard a little bit, but I don't know much.
Since there's tons of documentaries about her up on YouTube.
Yeah, I haven't seen any of these, but I did watch one video that was about Nanos in the past. For the most part, I don't think she did anything bad in that particular video that I watched, but everybody has skeletons. Everybody has something that they would like to not be public, even if it is something that is public.
And she understands that she's a public figure.
Yes, even though, like I said towards the beginning, that when you think of a public figure, it is normally somebody who is truly famous. I don't know if that's the right way to say it, but somebody who is famous, who would be recognized by the normies. So, you know, the Angelina Jolie, Brad Pitts, those type people, are the people that normies will see. And it may not, even though they would probably, even though VTubers, even though popular VTubers or voice actors would be considered public figures in the anime and VTubing community, they may not be public figures as far as the normie community, and with that, could make it harder to it could make it a little bit harder for somebody like that to do stuff, to have legal status of public figure when it comes to defamation and whatnot. But yeah, Nados knows that she is public figure as far as anime and VTubers, so she continues to let people say what they feel they need to say about her past. And I commend Nanos for being big enough. I don't know if that's the right way to describe it, but big enough, strong enough to let people do that.
Okay. The LGBT actually gets their donation money because apparently you hid the money away or didn't actually donate, like what you said in your original.
Oh yeah, this is the thing that I heard about. Yeah, I heard about this, and as far as I know, she hasn't donated any of this money yet that she's supposed to.
Tweet. Where is the money, Fruit?
Right.
You get to build up a couple of muscles since, in my humble opinion, you might need it. And I get to fight.
I don't know what she looks like, so I don't know if she needs to gain muscles. I know that I should probably lose a little bit of weight, I will say that. But I don't know what Fruit looks like, and I'm not going to try and look out her nudes or just photos of herself to be able to make that determination. But Oh, let's go back a little bit.
a couple of muscles since, in my humble opinion, you might need it. And I get to finally beat up I'm kidding. But yeah, you and your company have the resources to actually donate to the LGBT.
Oh yeah, I wouldn't be surprised. I mean, I don't know what Fruit's net worth would be, but I wouldn't be surprised if VShojo has so much money to be able to do it on Fruit's behalf if that's needed.
Or to start a YouTuber boxing event, so what do you say?
China!
Outro. I thought this was the outro. Oh well.
Okay, that's about it for this video. Tweet the hashtags #Fruit Charity Boxing or #VShojo did copy fraud.
I mean, I'm not going to tweet any of this, but if you want to, go ahead.
If you wanna, I think it'll be funny. I think.
I mean, I do agree. It might be funny. I do agree. It might be funny.
Not like it would matter or it would actually, make Fruit mad.
I don't know. I mean, Fruit found your video, found your documentary video, and took it down. So maybe it would bother Fruit. I don't know.
And check out the Rumble or any other website.
Yeah, I think I might have to check out the Rumble. I do like the other suggestions she's going to give, though.
That you can think of where they might not be able to unfairly copyright strike it, like here on
Yeah, if you didn't know, the hub requires verification now for stuff. I mean, I'm verified on there, but if you have other people within your video, you need to verify them. So I don't know if I would be able to upload this video if I really wanted to the hub. But yeah, they do require verification, and they have started, and now they have it to where you need to verify people's IDs if there's other people within the video.
Or just check out the re-upload of it on YouTube while the original's still down.
Sorry, my leg really needs to be stretched.
She might have taken down the original upload, but thank you again for those who are re-uploading it. I am genuinely so thankful since her copyright strike just to hide her past was all for nothing.
Yeah, I don't like the idea of full copyright striking it because, well, even though she may not like what's being said, she needs to confront what's being said and meet it head on to dispel whatever sort of bad image that might have came from it, but she is unwilling to do that, and with that, she just made the problem have more eyes on it.
And funny how people started talking about it just because she took it down. Like the video, subscribe, and bye-bye!
Alrighty. Is that it?
Oh yeah, one last thing before the video ends. The sources for everything
Oh wait, I think she has a little song at the end. We need to hear that.
in the documentary is available on my Twitter. Mission accomplished and spreading Danny's past Discord server.
I mean, I don't know if we need to spread her past, but if she has done something wrong, I shouldn't say if she has done something wrong. If she's done something that affects people, or something that could be called out for that is illegal, then sure, we should talk about that. The other thing is that she is a public video and it's public information that Ant is sharing, so even though I may not agree with the information that she has shared publicly, it's public information, so it's free for everybody regardless.
It's public again. Follow me on Twitch for live streams since I doubt I'll be able to make another video essay upload on time.
I have subscribed to her channel, so I am looking forward to any other video type essays that she might have.
Due to me going to a bunch of different countries in a couple of weeks.
Oh, that's cool. I hope that she has fun, or had fun, depending on what context it might be with watching this video.
Frick Danny and this biscuit. Hope once again, and bye-bye for real now.
Is it? Oh, okay. Let me check. Okay. Yeah, I do think it's oval. Okay. So, that was something. Like I said, I randomly found it when I was looking through YouTube, and I had remembered that it was something that had happened, and with that, I wanted to know more information about it because I was somebody that had seen Fruit debut on the Loopcast when it was what it was at the beginning. Um, So yeah, I had seen that, and I had watched a little bit of Fruit. I don't really know if I watched any of those streams or anything, but I had seen some of the content as far as the videos and whatnot. So yeah, tell me what you think about what Aunt Hime had done. Um, I do like that she agreed that it was probably not right for her to share Fruit's lewd images, nudes, on her public Discord and whatnot. I think it was. I do like that she is able to do that. I also like that she is being honest with who she is and continuing to be edgy. Unlike most things, I would like there to be a good coming together of the people involved. You know, being friends again. Not that they will ever friends, but not being enemies. But I don't think that it would be. I don't think that would be something like that. I don't think that would happen at all. Um, I don't quite know what else to say. So if you like what you see, then make sure to like and give me a follow here. If you want to see some of my other things, just like Fruit, I have 18 plus content um, that you can see free if you obviously are 18 plus. You can go to the Linktree link to find that and any other places where you can find me doing something. And so with that, I guess I should say, regardless of the time of day that it is for you, either that being at noon, morning, or night, I hope that you are having a good time. And with that, I bid you adieu.